Want me to wait while you
And a
go get
Poppy
them?
ban, that's pretty standard.
The cane ban might be a target ban for SLA Smooth.
Gotcha. Okay.
For an eye.
Because he's like a Kane and Ilaoi player.
Okay. Okay. I gotcha.
And I guess he's pretty good, in melee matchups and stuff.
Yeah, so these bans are pretty typical of what I'd expect. We usually don't see KO banned too much anymore in NA, but she's still obviously a really good pick. Maokai does come in. Very cool. Ilaoi.
Oh, Ilaoi Leona.
Ilaoi, Leona. They actually already declared their hyper and their support. See, normally, we would pick AP and support there, and then hide the hyper for last pick. But I guess if they're trying to hide their AP pick, then that works.
I mean, having the hyper last pick is usually the best thing to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's just
so they've declared
easily counted.
Looking like Maokai Lucian, which I don't know if I like the Maokai, because then you pick your support and then they have an Alawi, and Maokai can't ever really go in, because Alawi is just gonna one-shot him. So it's gonna be a lot of delaying tactics with the E and whatnot. Lucian's super good into Alawi though.
Especially with Leona. If Leona goes in, she can just hard CC the Maokai so hard.
And he's gonna die. Yeah, Maokai's
they kind of need an AP that can kite more, or I guess Brand works too.
Brand, I think, should work because it makes it pretty threatening to engage. Is this Sperm Whale is an NA player? I wonder if that is the same guy from NA. It couldn't be, right?
Who?
Sperm Whale is the name of a NA player.
Okay.
He's the rank 1 player in NA. His name is different. He goes by what CD or something. But that's interesting. Just a coincidence. Okay, so we're seeing a Flash. Unless he changes his summoners, the Maokai is running Flash Exhaust. Is very interesting to me. It's very safe. I guess maybe he evaluates the Leona, Alawi, Syndra, just locking him down and killing him.
Yeah.
No Ignite means that they have to give a lot of respect to the Leona Alawi early game.
Especially against Ilaoi. Ilaoi heals so much with her abilities.
Yeah, exactly. You basically can't touch them when she's 6 if you don't have some way of stopping her healing.
So Maokai is hopefully gonna rush an execution as early.
You would expect so. Oh, he swapped to heal. He was in Flash and he swapped to heal at the last second.
Okay. Heal. Okay. So no Ignite.
So, yeah, we have spectator delay.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes, so we can talk a bit more about that.
I'm sort of curious then. So they had the option of first picking support, right? They didn't want to pick Hyper or AP. They wanted to hide both of those. I'm curious, with the intention of going Lucian, unless they were really flexing the Lucian, they didn't know what they were going to pick until they saw the enemy Hyper. I'm curious why they didn't pick Braum, because Braum's so good with Lucian, and then it's a little bit of a safer pick versus, a Leona Alawi. You have a little bit more mobility than a Maokai does.
Yeah.
So it seems like an interesting choice for me.
In
it could just be he's really used to it.
In EU, we actually see a lot of Braum picks right now. We don't really see that much Maokai. Yeah, Braum. Yeah.
Yeah, Braum.
So
I think Braum's probably hands down one of the better supports along with Poppy. So it's very interesting to me that they'd go with the Maokai pick. I mean, Maokai's really good against, if you do play against jungle meta, he's probably one of the better supports against jungle meta because you know where they are at all times. And that's super valuable. Here, I'm a little curious how it's going to go. I mean, the bot lane's pretty typical. Syndra's not usually picked, I don't think, very much right now. We have wanted in the Twitch chat saying he's inting by picking Syndra. Brand seems particularly good against Leona and Alawi because once they start the fight, they don't move too much.
That's true. And they have no way to deny his ultimate. So if he gets his ultimate off, it's gonna be pretty big.
Yeah. So at least this is my understanding of the theory, because we have like Lucian versus Bruisers a lot in NA.
Yeah.
So this is at least my understanding of how this is going to go, is that the Alawi and the Leona really need to kill the Maokai. Because Lucian, if he plays well and is pretty smooth with it, he's not going to be involved in their damage too much. It's going to be pretty hard to actually lock him down, especially like once he gets some of his later items, gets a lot of CDR. But it's going to be about killing the Maokai. And then for the Lucian, the Maokai team, it's going to be a lot of really dangerous threats from Alawi and Syndra, and then just chipping away at the team from a range, especially with the brand. That helps a lot. So we'll see who carries through their win condition.
I'm actually really looking forward to see which runes the Ilau is gonna run. So he is another Ilau one trick. I think he's in Challenger right now or Masters, like me.
Gotcha.
And in a thread, he recently said that
The
he
Comet.
likes to run Comet. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I usually never run it. I ran it once and I didn't like it at all against an ADC. I mean, I can see
curious.
where it comes from, because it's that
Yeah.
they can contest your E. But yeah.
What about does Airy work with the E?
Airy, whew.
Because it procs every time you hit the clone, and then it comes back. Maybe you get like 2 Airy procs with the E's up.
The question is if it would hit the clone or the champion itself, you know.
Oh, that's true. I would assume the champion, but I don't know. That's a good point.
Yeah, same for me. But I also know, like the thing is, it kind of counts as a champion, the ghost, because you can use abilities and stuff on it. But yeah, Aftershock, hell no one.
This is interesting. Yeah, I see both supports of Aftershock.
Yeah.
Aftershock's more common on Leona in NA,
Yes.
but usually people go Guardian just because like Conqueror is so good against Aftershock, because getting a little bit of resist doesn't really matter as much. At least that's
True.
the thinking. But that's very interesting. So they don't have any inspiration secondary. I've noticed that before, that when I was watching games, that Leonas would go domination secondary, probably for like sudden impact, I would guess.
Yeah, and I guess the Ghost Power.
Maybe
Usually, what are you going? I think inspiration.
I go inspiration,
Yeah.
personally. I really like getting like the free boots, because you don't need the boots early, and then getting them bought for you basically.
Yeah.
Is really nice. And then
Yeah.
usually Fool's Market is what I get
Yeah, true.
secondary.
Just
Because
really
you
helpful.
can buy your... Yeah, exactly. So this is interesting though.
Okay, we'll load it in slowly.
Yeah.
Gonna take a few more seconds until everybody's in here. There we go.
All right. Starting it up. We have the Dorans on Alawi and the Longsword on Lucian. So interesting.
So what do hypers usually take in NA as like
in NA, the
second
most
one?
common is 1 jungle item, 1 Doran's Blade. And so one
Yeah.
thing I've noticed is that in EU, people are a little bit more free with taking the Longsword, because it's a little bit more efficient in terms of getting your core items online earlier. But it is interesting, because Doran's Blade gives you a lot of potential to fight.
That's true, yeah.
So it's interesting to see for sure. The Maokai opts to go for Relic Shield and Boots instead of Targons.
Okay, yeah, and bot lane is pretty much the same.
Bot lane's typical double Dorans. Cool.
So yeah, I usually start the 2 on Ilaoi, like the Doran's Blade, just so good on trading.
Yeah, it helps a lot. It
Yeah.
really does.
Okay, so
Also on Bruisers, you have to have a little bit more health, I think, or it's a lot easier for them to poke you out of lane.
that's true, yeah, especially against ranged.
Yeah.
So Maokai and Lucian actually started wolves and are shoving the wave in now. They only did one camp while Ilaoi nearly cleared the full jungle.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think it should be advantage Alawi there, because while they're farming, their camps are going to come up in succession, whereas the Lucian and the Maokai are not going to have that. They're going to have to clear at different times.
That's true, yeah. Ilaoi's clear speed is so strong with her tentacles. It's really
That's insane.
insane.
That's really all you need to know, right? That they 3 camped while the enemy team went to lane. That's
Yeah.
insanity. Tells you everything you know about Alawi.
I mean, there's a cannon wave now, so they might be able to fully clear jungle. But it doesn't seem like they're going for it. Just go back top.
They're knocking 1 camp out at a time. This is going to be really slow.
Uh.
Leona goes in. Looks like it's just going to be damage trading.
It's actually a
Each
better
hyper
trade
kinda-
for Lucian, I think.
Yeah, I think each hyper took quite a bit of damage there. We are seeing the Ghost Poro on Leona.
That's true.
That's really funny. I'm excited. Ooh, he lands
Oh, we have
the
a
E.
10. Oh, and Maokai goes in. Oh, that's really bad
Holy
timing.
cow, they obliterated him. Now, that is Flash. Oh, this is so close.
He's not
That
gonna
was so
get
low.
it. He's not gonna get it.
Lucian dies to Ignite from Leona. That is insanity. Leona saved Ignite.
Damn.
Even that's crazy. That
So
just shows you how much
yeah.
power that duo has.
So you never really want to go in if you're like below half health and Illaoi just lands an E on you
E.
next to a tentacle. It's just
Yeah.
so much damage that comes out there. And yeah, as we saw, he just gets obliterated. He still
And it
has his
looks like
summoners
the
up.
bot
Yes,
lane.
yeah.
The bot lane rounds it out by getting a kill.
Ooh.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. That isn't the same team. What am I talking
Yeah.
about? The Brand gets a kill on the Syndra, and Syndra blows barrier. So, you know, this will be interesting. I think if Brand gets big, that could actually be really dangerous for the Alawi still. So
That's true, yeah.
maybe the Brand buys a little bit of time for his team.
The thing is, Maokai also still has heal and exhaust up, so when he went in, he didn't use any of his
He
summoners.
didn't use anything. Gotcha. He did drop really fast.
Yeah.
The QW combo from Alawi just on the clone just killed him.
Also with the Leona passive,
Yeah.
it's so much damage that comes in there.
I always get a lot of questions about, like, because people know that NA plays a lot of Sejuani, and people ask, like, what's the difference between Sejuani and Leona? And that's one of the big ones. Leona does more damage early, for sure. The passive is nuts.
Okay, so Illaoi didn't quite finish the jungle item.
And Leona opts
close.
to go for a Chain Vest instead of a Kindle Gem, meaning he's rushing the Knight's Vow. That's interesting.
What would you go here? Would you also rush Knight's Vow? I mean,
I would. So normally I do just go face the mountain.
Yeah.
'Cause it's the shield is so valuable for, like, you only pay like 1250 to get to that item. It also helps with you can share a lot more often.
yeah, true.
So that's usually what we go, but I can respect the Knight's Vow rush. Level 6 on Alawi, not on Lucian.
So they can't fight at all right now. If they go
Yeah,
in,
they're-
that's gonna be
They're dead in the water.
yeah. Sadly, there isn't much hard CC which Illaoi can dodge with her ultimate, or rather not hard CC, but like displacements. Because when you ult with Illaoi, you can't be displaced.
Gotcha.
So it's always really like interesting to see, you know, against the Poppy or so, when Poppy charges her ult, and so she throws you away. You
Oh,
just
that's interesting. I
ult,
didn't know
so she can't throw you away and stuff. It's really interesting.
Now, Brand has complete priority over this lane. Syndra is forced to buy a Null Magic Mantle. And Brand is just pushing whenever he wants. Syndra's taking a lot of poke damage. So bot lane could be really volatile. It could allow the Brand to roam up.
And he's level 6 now.
Oh, it looks like Brand is going for the kill. We get a flash out of Syndra. Syndra should live there, but
If he
throw
ulted
that
right
stuff.
away, Syndra would have died. But he's
Yeah, that's
roaming up
interesting,
top
actually.
now.
he didn't go for it.
Yeah.
He gets Relic, yeah.
I mean, that's no flash on Syndra, so he can probably just keep abusing her, because he's so far ahead right now.
He's up 15 farm. Interestingly enough, 22 farm up on Alawi, though. She's farming over the minute.
Yeah. Most likely because she's efficiently farming the jungle and then has a lot of pressure top. Solution can't really clear his jungle all the time.
One of the ways of trying to answer Alawi is trying to find times where you can kind of invade a little bit and take down her tentacles. It slows down her farm speed a lot. But there is no chance of this, at least the top duo, from invading. So
That's true, yeah.
She is just keeping her tentacles up and one-shotting the jungle, essentially.
The thing is also that the red team, I'm not sure if they could invade if they wanted to. And usually when you have that much of an advantage, you try to take the enemy jungle, yeah. But then you have the Brand bot, who is far
it's
ahead.
a little risky. That's the only reason. I'd imagine that's the only reason they're not invading non-stop right now, is just because the Brand is kind of scary in early fights.
Yeah.
But you'd expect them to go like down here, for example.
Yeah, there's a wave. They could gank Brand. He's really far forward too. Oh,
Yeah, they should go down.
Nearly died.
They are. Let's see if Brand reacts. They should just take that wolf camp. They're taking forever. They do start the wolf camp, but Brand has lane priority. Syndra's really low again. She had to use barrier off screen.
Eli's gonna die here.
Illaoi
Really late
ults,
ultimate.
really late ults.
Oh, Lucian might die.
dies.
Ooh, okay.
So from Leona went on Lucian. Oh my gosh, stuff being non-stop. Brand kills Syndra.
Syndra just
Very
came
good.
back to lane, didn't she?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe she didn't back yet. Honestly, I wish I'd seen. I was watching top.
Same. Lucian almost died.
Yeah, that looked like they had sort of a little bit of confusion on who wanted to go where. Leona wanted to engage on the Lucian, so she did with Ignite and Exhaust.
Yeah.
And it just did not quite pan out.
Illaoi still has her flash up too, so she could have committed more maybe there. Or used her ultimate earlier. She used it like when she was like one auto attack away from death.
Yeah. Yeah.
So kind of wasted cooldown.
Definitely. I mean, that just goes to show, you know, how dangerous, you know, a Brand and a Maokai can be, I guess.
Brand is actually a really good counter to Illaoi's E, because dots are really insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the more damage she takes while the E is out, the shorter the duration is, and dots just destroy it.
Brand rushing Liandry's. Interesting.
I'm gonna look forward to what Illaoi is gonna build as her second item. I would go for a Death Stance, because I mainly do. Like 99% of the time I go for Death Stance second item, because it's just such a great item. Offensive and defensive at the same time.
Right, and if teams don't have a way of checking your healing, then you just crush all fights, basically. You know what? I'm not surprised the Brand isn't going Morellos. I don't know if that's common, but it seems like a really good response to the Illaoi when your team doesn't have Ignite. But
I don't think it's common as first item, because it's not really a strong first item anymore.
But neither is Liandry's, right?
That's true, yeah. There might be better options here.
Leona engaged on under turret. Looks like she's gonna take the full Lucian ult. If he wants to, he can go in. But he respects the Illaoi ult, which is probably smart.
Yeah.
Both support's really low. Meanwhile, Syndra's flash distance behind her turret. This is tough. This is a tough lane for her.
Yeah, the Brand is really forward.
Syndra buffs coming soon. TM from Riot.
Brand actually has more CS than Lucian at this point.
Yeah, that's insanity. The Lucian and Maokai have just been under their turret the entire game. I think normally in this sort of situation you'd want to pick Red Blood Razor on Lucian.
Yeah.
Because you just don't plan to fight. You shouldn't plan to use your early AD at all. You should just plan to scale. But Warrior's valid option. Let's see what he goes second.
I would assume a Blade maybe.
I would think Blade of the Ruined King would be likely.
For kiting the
How they
Illaoi.
plan to deal with. Like I said, Tabby's down on Illaoi. I don't know how they actually kill her at this point in the game. Other than Brand. It's the only way.
And Brand is pushing bot all the time and he doesn't get like ganked at all from the red top lane, yeah.
If I was Leona, I'd be investing a lot of time to try and make Brand die. Because your Illaoi can 1v2 the top lane.
Exactly, and the bot tower is nearly dead from the red team.
And this is such an awkward gank path. No, it's not happening. Yeah, when your Illaoi is this strong, they cannot kill your duo, even 1v2. $40 farm up. Illaoi doing about 12 farm a minute. That is very crazy good CSing on her part.
Oh, she got a ghost.
Oh. Maokai's just gonna be chunked here. I don't think they're actually
Yeah.
gonna do anything further.
They actually walked out. Oh,
Ooh, they look for it, but it's a Lucian, and he dashes away.
still has flash up too, but low on mana, so it, yeah.
Syndra recalling at low health. I feel like that's just I can just
Story of the
record me
bot lane.
saying Syndra recalling on low health and just use it multiple points.
Leon is
Covering bot.
actually, yeah. Oh, Ilau is just taking it, you know.
Yeah, that's probably a good use of resources at this point. I mean, at the very least, if the Syndra knows how to set up her ult well for late game, she'll do a couple hundred damage to the Lucian.
Yeah, and
Even
her
if she's-
E to more long range stuns. So
Yeah.
she still has some utility, but just not as strong.
For sure. I think, you know, like a Orianna maybe would have fit with their team comp a little better. Orianna, or maybe just like a, you know, I hear that Veigar is pretty good into Brand.
Okay. What are the usual bot lanes in NA?
The main bot laners in NA, the top three are Vel'Koz, Brand, and blanking. Who's the third? Anivia. Which is, it
okay.
seems like that's kind of the way it is in EU. I mean, there might be others that are
With
in the top-
Vel'Koz, yeah.
Vel'Koz, Brand, and Anivia are
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
top three. Veigar is really good. Morgana's played a lot. I don't know how. She's like kind of a little weak, but she's played a lot and she's
Yeah.
really safe.
She's
Lucian all
boring.
comes out. Yeah, this is. It's actually funny. The support's behind in level because she tried to gank Brand.
I think Orianna's played a lot too in EU.
Yeah. I know Orianna's played a lot more in EU than it is in NA, which I think that's makes sense. I think she's a good picky, but she isn't as strong as she was. You know, she was
Yeah,
perma pick, perma ban.
that's true.
So Black Cleaver is the option that Ilau is going for second. It
Yeah.
looks like we were right about the Lucian. He does decide to go for Merc Treads, which is very interesting to me. I can respect the Merc Treads, I guess.
I mean, I don't really like ninjas against Ilau either, because she doesn't auto-attack that much.
That much.
I mean,
Yeah.
she does, yes, with her W and stuff, but the main damage comes from the tentacles. And
Yeah, you're right.
Ninja's not gonna help with the end. You have a Leona with all the ults and stuff here.
They're actually proxying, and then the flash ult does come out, drops the Maokai.
Nice.
That was well played. That was very well played from the Ilau
Maokai
player.
used both summoners, Leona's used both too. Lucian had to flash, so all the summoners
Yeah.
in the top lane got used there.
Yeah, I don't know if you're watching that too closely or if we're able to see it, but the
Yeah.
Maokai actually exhausted the Illaoi while she wasn't in ult. She was just clearing the
Yeah.
turret, and she just exhausted that. You kind of have to exhaust the Illaoi's ult, or it's like the scariest ability in the game.
You don't want to stand in that if you're already
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah, and she brought it to the Maokai. And the Maokai's defense, like, the flash happened, so it's kind of difficult to predict that. It's really hard to predict the flow of this game because while Brand is getting really ahead and doing everything that he needs to do to win the game for his team, the Lucian and the Maokai are just falling behind. This Illaoi's scaling very hard.
Yeah. It's probably gonna depend on how the next few minutes go, because if the red team doesn't get more advantages, it's gonna be really tough finishing the game if the Brand doesn't get caught or anything.
Yeah. By the way, Syndra backing on low health.
Brand flashed
at
some time ago
14
too.
health. Yeah,
Brand
barriers
flashed,
up.
yeah.
I think at this point we're kind of just trying to evaluate how much farm she can get for each barrier usage.
Well, I mean, 30 CS right now. It could be worse. She only
It could
died
definitely
twice, but yeah. The bot tower is more or less still there.
Yeah,
So we'll have to
she's
see.
struggling to finish items
Yeah.
at this point too. Oh, looks like there might be a fight in the jungle. E lands onto the Maokai. Leona is going in. Brand is there. Syndra's not. Leona ults the Brand. Leona's very low from the Brand's abilities. That's fantastic for blue team. Looks like Leona's gonna go down too. Yes,
Ooh.
Leona goes down. That is a big deal.
So yeah,
And
that
it was
was
a double
basically
kill
a
for Leona.
2v3, yeah.
The dangers of invading enemy jungle while your bot laner doesn't have priority, right?
Exactly, and Ilau didn't have flash up.
Yeah.
So she couldn't like get onto the Lucian or the Brand. Like the best case scenario before this fight would be to get on the Brand and ult there as the Larry, so he just dies. But without the flash, it's not gonna happen unless he gets caught.
Lucian elects to leave a small wolf up from the wolf camp of Alawi. I think in general, I try to tell people not to leave minions up when you counter jungle because the small minions are really efficient gold-wise.
Yeah.
But
especially in 3v3, I think I've never done that, like deliberately leaving stuff open.
It's because they check their jungle so much that
Yeah.
it doesn't really it doesn't really lose too much time for them. Interesting though, because Bork is completed here on Lucian, and they're basically almost item to item between the Lucian and the Alawi, even though he's down like almost 2,000 gold.
Damn, yeah.
But
the same is in the bot lane though. It's like 1.5k
yeah,
gold
yeah.
for Brand advantage. Supports are pretty even, so not much
Support's
difference
actually
there.
even, which is surprising. I think it's because of the early phase of the mountain, right? No. Time War and Targon says a lot more gold than. I don't know why that is then.
That's really.
Yeah, it's 1,300 gold compared to 900, but their gold is even still.
Yeah.
It's weird. All right, fight breaking out here. Lucian ult's down. Lowy's saving her ult. She's really low though. Brand ult really did a number. Lowy's just having to skulk away from this one. Leaves Leona to die. Syndra has to barrier flash. These fights are really rough. The Brand's pressure is crazy.
Yeah. He's really carrying these fights there.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Brand ult. Alawi can't find a good spot to ult in. She doesn't have flash up. 2 fights in a row without flash.
Damn.
I think the Leona would find herself living a lot longer if she had the 200, 300 health shield from Face the Mountain on herself.
Yeah, she's actually going
Also-
for an Aegis now, so she doesn't finish the support item at all.
Yeah, that seems pretty slow, but looks like the top turret is gonna go down. Ults the Maokai. That might honestly be enough.
He
Oof,
healed?
Gets a blow heal.
Nah,
Could it
not
be
gonna
kill for the
die.
Syndra? Nope. Comet
so
almost
close.
kills him. 65 health showing on the Maokai.
Yeah.
Brand gets bot lane. You might look at a vial here, honestly. Brand's super scary. You might know his ult's not up if you were timing it.
Yeah. Oh, they might
Oh.
catch the Brand
They
there.
might-
Oh, they
they-
die.
The E misses, actually knocks him away from the Alawi.
Yeah.
And that is a dead Syndra.
Oh boy.
Oh man, this Brand is carrying his team. This is insanity.
Leander's doing work.
Yeah. And he finishes Rylai's here. Syndra yet to complete an item. Brand working on his 3rd.
Damn. What is Syndra
Difference in
actually
gold.
going for here?
2.7k difference in gold on APs. That's actually higher than the hypers right now.
Yeah, Lucian got some money back there, but not
Yeah.
that much.
And the turrets. They cleared 4 turrets. It is currently 4 turrets to 1 if you are looking at the scoreboard.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ilari
this
is
is-
pinging Wildmore.
But they know.
Yeah,
No, she's checking. She's just checking.
just wanted to check.
Interesting. Alawi's going for Steric's Gauge. I don't know, Death Dance seems so intuitive to me.
Yeah,
but-
it's so good.
I mean, there's still no way showing of shutting down the healing other than Brand Ignite.
Yeah,
So,
that's not gonna be up all the time. And Brand is not going for Amorelos right
Amorelos.
away, and it doesn't
Little
seem like
bullets.
Maokai is getting an Executioners either, so...
right.
Actually,
See,
got
he elects,
Sterix.
he elects for he elects for like Cowl, Spectre's Cowl after Sterix. He's gonna be tanky. I mean, he's gonna be hard to kill, but if you really think about it too, he's just itemizing for the Brand with that Cowl. It doesn't stop Lucian's damage at all.
That's true, yeah. And Lucian got a
Only thing
few
he has to do that is
kills.
tabbies.
And once Lucian has the Black Cleaver,
Black
he's gonna
Cleaver,
do a lot
it's-
more
yeah.
too.
They do just grab the Maokai, or yeah. Lau's doing everything she can, kills the Maokai, support's really low, so is the Hyper. That was actually a really good 2v3. Syndra walking in, her ult does literally no damage. She did 200 damage there to the Lucian.
And she had to
It's like
use barrier 2 there to
barrier,
get out, more or
just a
less. But yeah, they got 1 kill, so it's a win for the red team at least.
Yeah, it's definitely a win for the red team. It's just disappointing that their AP doesn't do more damage at this point. She does finish her Ludens here. She has Oblivion Orb. Maybe that'll be different next time. She's at least a threat that the Lucian has to consider. The Sterex actually came in clutch there, and I think the Spectre's Cowl probably allowed the Illaoi to live versus the Brand. That combination was important. Ace checking pushes.
Oh.
Lands a stun. That should be a dead Brand.
Nice.
Yeah. Well played. Syndra's face check was the bait.
So one thing you really want to do when you have Illaoi out is to hit both the Ghost and the Champion. Because it's first so much damage, and the lower the Champion itself gets, you can kill them with your E. It's one of the most fun interactions.
Yeah, and it's not unique to Illaoi Hyper, but it doesn't happen very often in solo lane Illaoi that you get a kill with your E, because your damage pressure is so much.
Yeah.
Illaoi's saving ult here, playing very, very safely. She lands the E, she flashes the ult, and that is a dead Lucian, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
That is absolutely a dead Lucian. That's well played.
So she actually kinda missed her combo, because you want to ult and then flash, but she flashed and ulted. But it's like a split second or so, which you're slower like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But still resulted in the kill.
I like the strategy that the Illaoi employed there, though. She waited a little bit. She didn't jump right into it, so they ran away. She kind of, it's like you can't boil a frog unless you raise the water temperature. Exactly what she did there.
And
Brand ult so overpowered at this point that he just gets a kill by throwing it out and then popping stopwatch. Reminding the Illaoi that Brand is still a threat.
Yeah, 5-in-1 Brand. Use the stopwatch. He's gonna have, let's see.
If I recall correctly, what's his 2,000 with those items?
Exactly, yeah, so 700 gold. Yeah, 600 gold. So then he can just like ult and Sonya's.
Illaoi's basically, I mean, talking about economy, so much of this game has been fighting, and gold is roughly even, but economy-wise, Illaoi has 3k gold over Lucian despite having died, multiple times.
Yeah. And they're doing Spider right now. They're actually burning it so fast with the Brand passive and the Leandris.
Yeah. That's a free Valma, super fast. The question is, I don't know if they have like quite the control over the game to just take it to the inhibitor turrets though. So I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to use this Valma.
We'll have to see. Illaoi doesn't have flash, so she can't really go in. So I guess as long as Brand can just stand there and defend a cannon minion or anything like that, and just burn them down, that would be the best approach for them. Lucian is actually 2 levels behind Illaoi too.
Yeah, that's nuts. I wasn't even looking at experience. But the same can be said for bot lane though.
Yeah.
2 levels behind the Brand. Sports showing even.
Illaoi is actually Flame Horizon the Lucian. I only just noticed now.
Oh, what's that?
Full 100 CS ahead. Flame Horizon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna talk about economy, like just not even necessarily after fights or anything. Just the Illaoi's farming jungle and top lane being so smooth, being at 340 farm at minute 25. That's insanity. And she. Yeah, like you said, 100 CS over. That's really where the gold... That's how they're still in this game, is the Illaoi's economy is just so good. We're actually talking about 3k gold lead, even after Valma.
Yeah. Yeah, it just evens out the bot lane advantage, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. which is a lot, that your Illaoi being that far ahead barely evens out.
Oh, Illaoi's in a bad spot here though. Illaoi and Leona, they have to go in.
Misses the E. That's like turret. They can't back away there. Lucian completed Executioner's Calling. He's ghosting us.
Yeah, that's gonna
that's gonna hurt. Being worked on.
Oh, hits an E
lands
here.
The E on the Mount guy. This is so awkward.
Leona
ult down, lands on the Lucian, lands the E follow up, lands the ult from Syndra.
Ooh.
Super low, but he escapes with heal.
I was so close to. He timed his E. Not sure if like wanted or he just used it on cooldown, but he E'd right the second Illaoi used the W and the tentacle smashed, so he dodged
yeah,
those.
yeah. And that would have been the kill for sure. Yeah, that's crazy. No flashes up on either hyper. Syndra used her ult there, and it almost looked menacing.
But they don't lose the turret and they just like get some more time.
Yeah, overall I'd say that was a good fight for the red team, but
Yeah.
it looks like turret's still gonna go down here. They see the Illaoi top. She's coming down, but doesn't have ults.
That's really risky to go in there. She has ult in a few seconds though, and flash up in
Lands
a few
the E.
seconds too.
Leona
Leona,
does
yeah.
go in. Syndra doesn't have ults. I mean, I think they're just poking at this point, but they already lost the turret.
Ultimates
So-
are coming up really soon, so...
That is the brand, lands the W on 2 people into an E from the Maokai.
Syndra is nearly half health.
Syndra, where's your gun blade so you can heal? Long list of items she needs, I guess.
Yeah. The Syndra damage is
there-
healing Lucian.
The W comes down. I mean, I don't actually think they can get this altar if blue team actually wants to contest it, but it doesn't look like they will. There's 2 man standing on it to make it cap 5% faster.
No.
They're diving this. Brand uses Wooglets. That allows Illaoi to set up really nicely.
And
oh,
Brand
that
is
is
dead.
a dead Brand. That is a dead Brand. The turret goes down. The flash ult from Illaoi. That is a super low Lucian. He has to back out. I don't think they're getting anything else, but that's insane what they got. That Wooglets was very poorly timed by the Brand and
Yeah.
allowed Illaoi to get perfectly into position. That was very much so what they needed.
You probably should have just eaten the stun and used
You used it when
Wooglets.
Illaoi got there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
That is a
Leona
dead
goes in
Leona. From
way
Leona
too
went in
far.
on the turret. And Syndra's backing top lane. So I don't think they actually get anything out of this.
Yeah, Lucian
Other
is
than
just
just
gonna
the-
heal up here
Yeah.
and clear the wave with his ult.
It's funny, he ults to like try to pressure the Illaoi away. He takes like half his health and damage and the Illaoi just strafe avoids it. Yeah,
Okay.
you just clear jungle at this point. Illaoi probably could have put a lot more time into clearing Lucian's jungle
Yeah.
instead of being bot lane, but
I mean,
What gold
how
did
much
come out?
gold does she have? She nearly has her death stance too. I think it's like 2.5k what she needs.
yeah.
So like
And look
one
at the-
clear.
Look at the Syndra's gold compared to the supports. She has 1.8 more than the supports. That is not a lot of gold.
Just a slightly more rich version of a support.
Get a talisman on this Syndra, so at least she'll have an income. Holy cow.
She also started sort of 2 items again, like the Haunting Guys
Yeah.
and Oblivion Orb.
I think she went the Oblivion Orb because she wanted the Magic Pen cheaply,
Yeah.
but she didn't really want the Morello's effect, so she just went. So now she's just going for the Lion Grease. But at this point, like you got to get Wooglets or something, you know, like a Void Staff.
There's
maybe.
an
You can't
bad
you can't build
rotation.
like you're
Yeah,
ahead.
there's a really bad rotation from the red team there. The blue team can just rush.
Unless it is a really bad rotation.
Oh, they
They
could
got
trap
outplayed there,
them. Yeah.
unless their fight is just better. Unless they think like the Illaoi can just win the fight. But she doesn't have flash. Brand has everything. This is gonna be the make or break. Maokai ults down the lane. Lucian ult, exhaust landed.
Oh,
Leona
Leon
ult.
ult goes wide. Oh, here comes the
Brand
Brand ult.
flash ults.
This
Zone-
looks
Zone
so
has
bad.
Massive damage. Illaoi gets the ult here, maybe. She waits for the E, lands the ult,
Oh,
blows up a team essentially, but she's still kind of low.
death
They're
stance.
trapped.
Hell
They
yeah.
trapped. Oh, that is insanity. She trapped them in her base.
That was
Oh
death
my
stance.
gosh. Yeah, absolutely. That was death stance healing. I saw like 300s flashing there. That was crazy high damage for sure. If anyone wants to talk about the strength of Illaoi, right there, she trapped a 3-man team who killed her AP in the base. She's at like 100 health when she ults. She ults, kills people, and ends up at full health. It's insanity. Good job though. Illaoi, talking about carrying teams. Illaoi's carrying her team.
Definitely, yeah. the fight looked so good at the beginning for the blue team, with like Leona ult missed, they all like clumped up for the Brand ult. Leona was solo then.
Interestingly enough, and I mean, I don't know, maybe if I missed part of this, but I don't think Brand got his passive off on Illaoi. It got off on Leona and it got off on Syndra.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But because the ult didn't bounce too much onto Illaoi, she was like just had barely enough health that she needed.
Exactly. But
Very
Valmo
good
is up
play
now,
from her.
so we'll have to see if they try to contest that, to go for that.
Yeah.
Brand has a Void Staff now. I think he just finished that.
Yeah, that's gonna help. I mean, they need more of those. They have the Executioners, but the thing about Executioners is it doesn't last very long. It lasts 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So Morello's would be much better at this point. And presumably he's getting it last item, but it's just gonna take a bit. Level 18 Illaoi.
Illusion is 16 just now.
Yeah. She has 6 items with pot. I think basically if she sets it up correctly, she can beat their team.
And she has Flash soon
Yeah.
again too. 30 seconds on her Flash. So if they
They need
can,
to-
they just want to wait for that.
So Leona caught out of rotation. I think basically what you want to do with at this point as Illaoi is you want to sit in their jungle and you want to make them pick a lane and then you go to the other.
Yeah.
Syndra's pushing bot out. That's good.
Oh, gets
Ooh, Brand lands the
tentacle.
E because
Oh, Maokai goes
yeah,
in here.
this is not the fight they want, but they have to have it now.
Oh, Brand ult!
The ult does not bounce to Illaoi. That is simply. Okay, I think everyone just walks out though. That was a weird fight. Maokai's almost dead.
Eli ulted there.
Illaoi could honest. Oh, did she ult? No, she did not ult.
She did not.
She
Yeah,
could-
she did not.
Could have
Yeah.
ulted. She could have
Looked
ulted
like she
to maybe
did.
go for the kill.
We only had Leona ult go out on the red side.
Yeah, that was a misplay.
Yeah.
They stayed in because they knew the Brand was going around, so they positioned to fight. But that
Illaoi
wasn't
has
good.
Flash and ult up now though. And she's hell
They're-
level. Ooh, the Valmo pull. Oh. That's one of the
Brand.
best things ever.
Dead Maokai. I don't think they get anything else. But that was their Valma too. This is
Yeah.
insane. Oh, the Syndra misses E, walks into turret. No flash on the Illaoi though. Yeah, that was perfect. That Valma killed the Maokai. 100%.
That's one of the best things when you allow and you stand in there and they just pull you together to you.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't think they can really stop this.
They might be able to stop this wave, but with the next there's a cannon coming.
Syndra's pushing bot. I don't think
Yeah.
like Brand has to go bot, but I don't think Lucian can actually contest. I don't think their top lane duo can contest their other top lane duo. So.
They're actually rotating bot right now. Trying to
Syndra's
save the
basically-
Syndra.
Syndra's just a cannon.
Oh,
at this
oh,
point.
oh, Leona
she throws
killed
the ult
Syndra.
Into,
Did
I
she?
don't think so. Yeah, Locket was used,
oh,
right? No,
oh
Face the Mountain
boy.
was used. Oh, he gets it! Oh my god!
The combination of passive and Leandris was too much.
Yeah, it did it. You're right. I mean, I thought Face was gonna save her. It did not. She probably could have swapped the Knight's Vow, the Leona, but it's really the Syndra's fault.
Oh, yeah,
This
caught
is
here.
interesting. There is an ultimate if the Illaoi wants it. Let's see. She's gonna go ahead and use it on the Maokai. Kills the Maokai.
Oh, so close.
Kills the Lucian?
So close.
Oh, almost kills the Lucian. Goes
Yeah.
down to the combined poke. I mean, Lucian really is scaling at this point. Like he's at his 4 items.
And I
So-
think the Illaoi ult was a bit late here again, but she was like
She likes to hold
ignited
her ult.
and all the stuff. Yeah. I mean, sometimes
That should
it's
be-
really good to hold the ult as Illaoi if you can, but if it looks like they already go into you and the Starrock's passive was popped and stuff like that, and it's most likely just better to use it.
I would say, yeah. Sometimes the Syndra can stop the inhibitor here, but I don't think Syndra's in a position to do that this game. I don't think that they can get anything. They're not going to get the turret, though, of course. 5 seconds on Leona. Syndra in base. On Fountain. I don't know.
Oh, they're actually getting the
They
turret.
actually get it, yeah. Does not... Is that just game?
Oh, oh.
Oh, Leona ults, Syndra flashes in, Wiglet's used. That should not be game. Don't think that's game. That is,
Nah.
however, a dead.
Yeah.
That is a dead Syndra and a dead Brand. Okay, well their base is open, so there's that.
I don't think they can get an inhib in return. So
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, they don't revenge the inhib for sure. Yeah, I think Syndra probably should have been on her Nexus turret. If I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah, she shouldn't have left there.
Yeah.
Basically, all she needed to do is like just clear the minions so they can't DPS it or anything.
This is actually one of the more frustrating things about playing a Bruiser hyper carry. Is this feeling I'm sure Alawi has this game, which is I am a god, but I can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah.
And it's a very frustrating feeling because you realize that like you have to rely on your team at some points, and it's like really difficult to do that when they're behind.
That's true, yeah. And if you die once, then
Then
there's
yeah, like
so many
everything
things
falls.
that can go wrong.
Yeah. Interesting. Lucian finishes the Mortal Reminder. That's increases the time on the Grievous Wound effects to 5 seconds. Looks like Brand is close to Morello's. Meanwhile, Syndra has only 3 items. So
She got the Morales too, though. So
she did finish it. She needed to get Void Staff though. When you're behind as an AP, just words to the wise, just get a Void Staff. If you're dying a lot in fights, which she is, get a Wooglets. You're picking Liandries, and the majority of your fights as Syndra are basically just like getting hit by Brand stuff, walking away, and then dying.
especially Leandris. I don't really see a point for Leandris on the Syndra here. I mean,
it's not a long fight, right?
There's
Yeah.
there's like a Maokai who's tanky,
Yeah.
which you can burn down, and you have a squishy more or less solution and a Brand. It's like just get a Wooglet, survive the fights, and then do more stuff.
Exactly. She's also not staying in combat for a long period of time, and she's not using the burn like you're saying.
Like on Brand, it's way easier with his passive and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
Perfect for Brand. Yeah. Brand and Lucian are just both threats at this point. It would have been much better if they could have shut Lucian down, stopped him from scaling up, but he kind of got where he needed to be. And it seems like it's going to be difficult without a very well positioned Alawi fight again with a good ultimate for them to actually come
we
back.
pretty much have all the summoners up. Syndra Flash is down, but that's like
Alawi's
the only
Flash is
fun.
just coming up.
Yeah.
Alawi's Flash just came up.
So,
Alright, so this is going to be the big fight. Leona 16, Maokai 15.
Vilma is gonna spawn at 40. Yeah, pretty much at 40. I think like 40 in 4 seconds or so.
Okay.
So that's something to look for too, if the teams want to contest before that happens or not.
The smart play here for blue team is to wait for bot lane to push in a little more and then just zerg the turret, because there's not even a Nexus turret. Like they can't let that wave collapse on their Nexus, they lose. So right here is where you're looking to make something happen as blue team, if you can.
That's true.
It looks like they're gonna play it pretty passive, wait for their wave, which is fine. Red team inhib coming back up. You could bait Valma here if you're blue team, right? Maybe you just do it.
Yeah, true. Like Brand is going bot here. Okay.
Yeah, Brand smacking the bot inhib. 40-minute game, by the way.
Let's go. Oh,
Gold
Ilaoi
still-
gets a nice ghost here.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is a Lucian having to back off. So it's good to know that the duo of Leona and Syndra can actually keep Brand off the inhib.
Okay.
Syndra or Leona finishes with a Spirit Visage. Or her, I'm sorry, not finishes. Her 4th item is 5th item's Mana Crystal plus something else. I'm surprised we don't see a Zeke's Convergence from the Leona, but that's whatever.
I mean,
Spirit
I'm always torn about Zeeks with Ilaoi. It's obviously not bad, but it's not the best with her either. Like,
Look at that baiting in that bush. Let's see if they. Come on, poof. Oh no, they. This is not the fight that blue team wants, I think.
Our red team, Leona ult is out. Brand ult jumps once.
Brand ult is
Nothing more than
down.
that.
Just
But they
ult.
get Ilaoi low there. They get Ilaoi really low.
They kill her. I think they kill her. She should just ult it.
Oh boy, yeah.
Allow it down. That's game.
It has to be the game, yeah. Lucian just
Yeah,
flashes in for
Lucian
Leona.
flashes, chases it down.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do here.
Yeah. The Alawi held ult there. It wasn't a good time to ult, but I feel like you just have to use it and just push him away, you know?
Yeah, better than like not ulting and dying.
Yeah. And that will close it down. Well, very well played. Lucian brought it late game. Brand carried the early game. Alawi was a monster, but it was not quite enough for the team. So very good game. Well played by both teams.
Yeah, very nice game to start off the tournament there.
40-minute game hype.
It's actually rare to see there. Let's have a quick look at the stats.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what that looks like. Probably Brand crushing damage, right?
Ilaoi actually out-damaged the Brand.
Wow, that's impressive.
And Mao had about the same than Syndra. Syndra was slightly above Maokai.
Oh,
That's actually
bad.
pretty insane.
That's rough. If you get bullied out of lane, like your game just goes downhill so fast for the AP lane, because you
Yeah.
just like never really come back. What is this 5v5 SR?
Okay.
Yeah, that game was really the story of Alawi and Brand, though. That was pretty much the entirety of that game. Very cool.
Okay, so we're gonna have
What does the bracket look like? I haven't seen it yet.
well, a lot of games were already played because I mean this was a 40-minute
Yeah,
game,
it's 40 minutes.
so it's like not the norm.
Oh, and Cert Team Name actually played twice while we were in that game.
Yeah,
Feels
and
bad.
we gonna spectate EU Beast versus Achilles Fanboys now.
Okay.
That's gonna be an intense game.
Okay.
So
Sure.
yeah, I'll invite.